fairly easy to win with Silent when Nilrees just keeps giving you Wraith form. Yeah, I imagine that if Nilrees gives you Wraith form at least once every 2 turns, it's pretty hard to die. Makes sense to me. Shadow Claw, thanks for the 8 months. Bomo show to you too. This way? This way looks fine. It's too bad that the second half of the act doesn't have much in the way of high value floors. Try to get a store at the end of the act, maybe? Maybe don't go to a store at the beginning of the act so that we can go on at the end of the act. Still though, like I still want to go this way. Even if like you remove the store and pretend it's not a floor. I guess we could try to go this way, but we die too much, I think. Maybe if we get strong early, we can go this way, and otherwise we just go this way and... yeah. Maybe if we have like a lesson learned, we don't go to the store and just take another hallway fight at the end. Gosh, it's unfortunate that I sort of want to take the max HP and lose all of my gold here, given that I'm sort of forced into an early store. I'll just choose a card instead. Nice. Terrence, thanks so Twitch Prime. Bomo show to you too. How silly would it be if Creative AI looked at Prismatic Shard? Well, Prismatic Shard doesn't work except for in card reward screens. But you're saying like if Prismatic Shard generated other stuff all the time, it would be somewhat silly. I think we take Crush Joints over Tranquility. And then what do I do? Maybe Talk to the Hand is strong enough that there's no reason to take damage in this fight. Maybe Eruption's strong enough that I just Crush Joints actually. Go to 38, 29. Sometimes that's a kill. Often it's not. Also... this 3 damage doesn't matter if I'm going for that kill anyway. So I think we go Talk to the Hand, Vigilance, Defend. Try out an early Third Eye. Could have gone with Bowling Bash there too. I'm gonna try to... I'm gonna buy the fall. I don't know. This act's a little bit... it's just a little bit awkward. A bunch of different ways here. So yeah, thanks very much for the 13 months. Agbomo show to you too. I believe I can go Eruption here. And then deal 28 to this. Yeah. I can even... Well, this doesn't even really do anything meaningful, dealing 3 more to that, but I can do it. It's allowed. Sash Whip? Sure. So I have a good number of early game common attacks here. I never got like a Flying Sleeves or a Sands of Time or a Wheel Kick. Let's get thanks for the 3 months. Agbomo show to you too. Go Third Eye, look for good stuff on this potion. Then Miracle Crush Joints. Actually, if I hit like Eruption off the Third Eye and the potion, it's probably just lethal already. So I guess discarding the defend after the eruption was actually a bad play. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well done, Slay the Spire. They outwitted me again. Oh, I won the fight without taking damage. Cool. I guess probably I would have just won the fight without taking damage, without using the potion to come close to it. We'll take a Wheel Kick. Wheel Kick makes the abundant common attacks sort of look silly. Because I could have just, like, used the Wheel Kick to win every fight. But, got some common attacks, it's fine. First enemy thinks the 9 months. Agbomo show to you as well. Yeah, defend so the Crush Joints works at the start of next turn. I think this is a situation where we don't have to play Eruption. Sometimes in the Lagavulin fight you just like sort of have to gamble on Eruption here. But I think this deck's strong enough, and also it blocks pretty well. Like I have Sash Whip and Talk to the Hand this turn. Oh, I should have played Eruption first. Rysag thanks for the 15 months. Agbomo show to you as well. Okay, like setting up Pennib for next turn? Or for the turn after next turn? Yeah, I think we just do this. It saves the most health. And expect with Pennib and Vulnerable. Be able to win before we get attacked again. Easy. Wallop's good, Shuriken, and Pennib make Wallop even better than usual, in fact. Maybe have enough gold to actually go to the store now. Noticed one of my How Good Is videos is extremely outdated. Yeah, probably a few of them are. I don't know, I'm not gonna like go back and remake those really. Hey Inku, how you doing? Flying Sleeves is generally pretty good with Talk to the Hand, pretty good with Shuriken. Having one retain attack is nice with Eruption. Just took slightly too many commons in this act though, I think. So the things that I'd like to see this deck improve on for winning the game have a lot to do with like trying to fix my decision to take this many commons. So if I play Miracle before Wheel Kick there, I can also play Follow Up that turn. Whoops. Do not have a 100% win rate with Corruption anymore. At like Ascension 15 without Heart. I haven't played that difficulty for a really long time. Probably still do. Reckless Charge was once a contender for best common attack in the game, now unpickable. It might still be pickable. Might be a little bit hard to pick it sometimes. Patchy Beard. Endeb 7, 8, 9. Guess we're always putting it on 8 there. Take a Crescendo. I'm going to avoid the Crescendo for now just because of how many commons I have in the deck already. I'm not going to go to the store. Can't buy potions. It just feels like there's a decent amount of stuff that I can get from this hallway fight, and at the moment, we're not in the sort of situation where my health is a problem. So it doesn't matter that we could potentially take, like, I don't know, 0 damage in a fight that we end on turn 1, apparently. This isn't really what I was looking for from Floor's card rewards, though. Nordex, Haycoff, free 33. How good is videos about Ascension 15 are about not losing, since if you don't lose, you win. How good is videos about Ascension 20 are about how to get strong enough to beat the heart. Yep. My Corruption. How good is Corruption video is I never take this card and I really should more often to figure out how it works. Yeah. The world was a much different place back then. You were still allowed to go outside. Probably like Bill Clinton was president or something. In a while. Alright. Let's kill a slime boss. Let's take a Shuriken proc. Who is Bill Clinton? I think was Bill Clinton. Who was Bill Clinton? Bill Clinton's still alive. Wow. What is he, like 300? How does time work anyway? I wonder where Bill Clinton ranks in terms of people who get named when you ask someone to name a person who plays saxophone. Ragnarok, Alpha, and Deus Ex. Generally, Deus Ex is a pretty sweet card, especially with Wheel Kick. I don't know. Deck is a Watcher deck, I suppose. Let's take this one. Probably higher than I think. Behind Kenny G, but before John Coltrane. Oh no. Everything about this list upsets me. Kenny G's above Gon. Oh no. It's unfortunate. It's true though. I think it's true. Alright. Is alpha generally good? I don't think there's much that's general about alpha. It's like a 6 energy cost rare that deals 50 AoE damage. I don't know. I don't know that there's much that applies generally to a thing that does that. A very bizarre and specific thing that will sometimes be good and sometimes won't be good at all. So we can end the fight here, but our pen nib is messed up. On the other hand, I don't see a way to end the fight that doesn't leave our pen nib messed up, so we'll just take this. There's a tantrum. Alright. I wonder if the weak potion is worth using here. I got a potion drop on floor 1. So we're at 30% potion chance. Probably saves me maybe 8 health on average. Feels like quite a lot of health right now. Top deck thanks for the 29 months. Long promotion to you as well. Okay. I guess this is the best I can do this turn. Actually ended up saving 11 health. Seems super worth. Go Eruption and then Pendib Assashup for 32. And that gets us out of the fight. 33 even with rounding. Okay, got a red mask. Got a worship if we want. No thanks. I'll take the red mask though. I'm gonna end up getting no elite fights with a black star this act. Looks a little bit awkward. The Empire. You wear red mask and smiling mask at the same time, just one on top of the other. Let's try this then. Oof. The deck's like, I mean, it's not like it isn't a Watcher deck, so maybe we can do this. We do have a Fairy in a Bottle as well. Get a lot of relics if we pull this off. Wearing multiple masks makes them ineffective. You're thinking of something else there. Probably want to kill this one. How? What hobbies do I think Gremlin Leader has? Seems to die to Watcher a lot. Would be 39 with a Blasphemy, and then this is hitting for 27 3 times. Wow. Okay. Sometimes with Watcher, you like feel embarrassed that you tried to do the math. It's like, okay, I should probably do the math here to make sure oh, okay. You like count the first 2 cards and you have 6 cards left and you're already dealing 300 damage. Pocket Watch Pentagraph is pretty solid here for sure. Steals 28. Steals 40? What? Nice steroid pot this turn maybe? Maybe kill 2 of them. Would be Eruption, Sash Whip on this. We're at 14 there already. Plus 24 is 38. Yeah, we're doing that thing where it's embarrassing that I bothered to do the math again, aren't we? Hit too wet. So this is at 30 damage by itself. This is 24 and then Tantrum kills. We're getting strong really fast. We're getting good relics offered to us. Could take Conclude. That's what I'm looking at. Could also take Rush down. Let's take the rush down. Try to do stuff with that. Got a letter opener to beat Reptimancer with. I'm totally going this way. Alright, 0 damage this fight, then we go left. Come on. Worth spending Fairy in a Bottle to go left? Yeah. I mean, generally, if you can make Fairy in a Bottle do something, you're pretty happy with your achievement, I think. The norm for Fairy in a Bottle is to just discard it after a while because it didn't do anything. Is the best play here to pass the turn for Pocket Watch now? Maybe that would work. This seems like it works too. Probably there are a bunch of plays that just always work. Maybe one of them is the best at stacking Pocket Watch to where we want it to be. I don't know. Mr. Abood, hope you're doing well. Take a Tranquility with Tantrum and Rush down, I think. White Beast Statue Potion Belt is a little bit of a combo. It does sort of seem like you should go right here. You know? Do the thing that will almost certainly win you the run every single time instead of the thing that will almost certainly kill you every time. Let's consider that together for a second now. What if it isn't about winning, but rather it's about the journey? We have 8 relics so far this act, and we could easily get 12. By easily, I mean usually would die. Alright, yeah, let's go this way, that's fine. And Tropic Brew is maybe not actually worth 107 gold. But gosh, I want it to be. Cut Through Fate, Empty Mind, Mummified Hand, obviously. Not sure why I haven't just clicked on Mummified Hand already. I do only have 1 power, but still, we'll get more powers. Hey, Yuri's, thanks for the 3 months. Akwamusho to you as well. It's the choice of a glorious overpowered win versus a regular one. Coward dies 1,000 times before his death. What is that, Star Wars? Is the Berlin Wall coming down the reason the USSR broke up? What's the USSR? Is that like a band? We just click on this one because watch your cards are broken. I'm so confused right now. Hello? Alright, where are the good ones? What? You take third eye plus. Maybe I'll take one of those. I'll take one third eye plus. Follow the sunk costs fallacy. I'm gonna cut through fate. My grandfather's deck has no good card. Watcher tends to like strike and defend removes about the same in my experience. They feel quite similar in value to me. Let's go ahead and deal 80 to that. Relics are not on the right numbers. Alright, cool. Let's take a defend remove, maybe. You go for Blasphemy Retain. Blasphemy Retain's worse with Pocket Watch than it is without Pocket Watch. I don't know how often Pocket Watch is actually going off, though. Maybe not actually that often. Like, I guess it's going off this turn and then drawing one extra card. Also, our Horncleave doesn't do anything this fight. Maybe I shouldn't have played that. It's not a trick, Zeki Brownie. It's an illusion. What But I want to just play the miracles. They're not in my hand anymore. Sure. We have lethal yet? It's possible we had lethal that turn. We have lethal this turn? We're weak? Probably not. Probably not while we're weak, right? Lethal this turn. We actually have to calculate, I think. But it shouldn't be enough. There's only 76. Okay, not gonna bother doing the math on that turn. Conjure Blade, Ragnarok, and Second Volt. I like Second Volt. Stone, Busted Crown, and Flower. Did I get good enough cards to win already? Maybe? Probably? Might just be able to take Busted Crown. Crispy Chippy, thanks for Twitch Prime. Kramer, thanks for the 15 months. Songbo Musho to you as well. First feeling when you don't do the math with Blasphemy is when it's barely not enough. Is it possible for Watcher to not have enough damage? That surprises me. Goose with Uzi thinks that 29 months. Magba Musho to you as well. Doesn't seem like this deck needs very much. Maybe a Fear No Evil. Maybe I should have taken one of those empty fists I was offered. Maybe a Meditate. Meditate or Fear No Evil. Could also use another Talk to the Hand and a Mental Fortress, that sort of stuff. But with Double Volt, you expect to be able to get your Talk to the Hand played fairly early, and then you have a Shuriken with a Wallop as well. So... feels like we can Busted Crown here, I think. Oh my god, thanks for the 6 months. I'm going to show to you as well. Violent Lotus is no obvious downside. Well, it doesn't make you energy most turns, which I would describe as an obvious downside. Trooper. 7x7. Magbomo show to you too. Appreciate the gifted subs. Okay. Somehow I have to kill a spiker with 11 thorns. I have a block card? Not really. Have a couple of third eyes. Have a wallop. Wallop will save me. How? Will it save me? I'm not sure it will, actually. I could go Blasphemy, Crush Joints, Tantrum, take 33 plus 18 is already lethal, so take 17? I feel like that's more than we need to take. I feel like we can do better somehow. Just go Blasphemy, Wallop, right? All that fine. A lot of question mark stores recently. Yep. Got Foresight with a Mummified Hand. Pretty happily. These only show me one card. I don't have that much sustain. I think we just do this. Victian, thanks very much for the Twitch Prime. I'll show to you as well. I regret skipping pressure points. Nope. I find it fascinating that there are people who actually notice when pressure points is offered. Like, I'll believe you that it was offered at some point in this run, but like, I don't really know that unless you tell me. That's really the only way that I'd know personally. What's this drawing? So we can go Tranquility, Tantrum, Follow-Up, Volt this turn. And then next turn, kill with Blasphemy. Or I guess also kill not with Blasphemy. Just like basically click random cards until they're all dead. Okay, my potion belt is full apparently. Have not successfully gotten rid of these potions. Keep on clicking on them and then taking 0 damage in the fight. Hitsuyu, hello! Glad you could catch a live stream. See ya, trooper. What's my opinion on Quinn's 69's insane Slay the Spire runs? I watched like 5 minutes of one, it was great. Honestly, my issue with Quinn's Slay the Spire content is it can't fit in my brain. My brain's too small for it. I got a little tiny brain, and Quinn is a very large person in a lot of ways. You turreted mind, how you doing? Now we have to start making decisions about which potion's worst. Which is really, like, basically the upside of Potion Belt. Like, upside 1, you get to have really good potions for boss fights. That's great. Upside 2, though, you don't really have to think that hard about potions for the entire run, because you have so many slots. You, like, never have to discard one. I don't know whether Liquid Memories is, like... How do you rank these 5 potions in order of importance right now? It seems impossible. Maybe we're not stance shifting that often. Not caring about stance shifting that often. Though it like draws us cards sometimes and gives us energy sometimes and lets us deal more damage sometimes. Maybe we don't care about weak because we weaken on turn 1 and have a sash whip. Sure, I can like sort of vibe with that. I can believe that that makes sense. Oh no. If I, gosh, I have to fight a boss, but it's gonna give me another potion. Why won't it stop? Oh well. Stray sign, I think. Maybe. I deal too much damage. Unlucky. Did we just like pass the turn now? Essence of Steel. Essence of Steel doesn't seem that great. Right? Probably. Maybe. Right? How good could it be? Quinn is actually mini Jorbs? You take that back. Turn in mind, thanks so much for gifting that sub to the channel. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, I just barely turn off Pocket Watch there, but maybe Pocket Watch doesn't really do much there anyway. So nice thing about Volt in the giant head fight is that the slow stacks actually stay between turns, which means maybe we can just kill this turn. Probably we can just kill this turn. This is already dealing 81. We have a fairy in a bottle, right? Why did that only deal 43? What math was I doing wrong? Seems problematic. I suspect that we'll be fine. Yeah, we had about 300 damage extra or something. Kill the transient. I don't think this deck kills the transient. I'm willing to be proven wrong, though. If the deck's feeling up to it. Don't pressure the deck. I don't think I was pressuring the deck there. Deck can do whatever it wants. Yeah, there's not even any real reason to try to kill transient when I have Pocket Watch. Like, it just makes me more likely to take damage and has no upside. I enjoy playing the game the way I play the game Sylvardo. How will this deck beat the heart if it cannot kill it on the first turn? Probably will kill it on like the second turn, if I had to guess. Alright, Drink, thanks to 21 months. Sangbo will show to you as well. The upside is meme value. What do memes go for these days? Are those worth more or less than toilet paper? You can check out stuff about the mod package on the Discord if you're curious about that. Our reality is not even that unreasonable here. I already got Mind Bloom, so I guess like these question marks aren't that valuable at the moment. What other stuff do you get in Act 3 that you care about a lot? The double Spheric Guardian fight would be the big one, I guess. Yeah, that probably makes it worth it to go left. Because we win that fight comfortably, as far as I can tell. Memes are the new cryptocurrency. Is that true? What was the old cryptocurrency? Like before Bitcoin or whatever? Baseball cards? Maybe it was baseball cards. Stamps. Yeah. That might be a better hypothesis actually. I could see it being stamps. People hoarding gold. I feel like people hoarding gold is the exact opposite of crypto. Isn't it? Maybe it's not. It doesn't feel like it's the same thing. Your grandmother collects old coins. Is that regular currency or cryptocurrency? It's actually both. Your grandmother is a very intelligent woman. Yeah. I don't know. I think I want the fairy in a bottle for the heart fight. Steroid pod could have been useful for the Act 4 elite, I guess. Honestly, I just sort of wanted to stop thinking thinking about that stuff. This is really bad. I want all of these. Losing the rushdown feels like it makes the deck much, much, much worse. But I am not sure that I can lose vigilance or wheel kick. Maybe I can lose wheel kick at this point. Yikes. It's a very good card, but maybe I can lose it. There was an insane tulip bubble in the 1600s. True? Yeah, people figured that you could use them to store all human knowledge on the internet or something? I forget exactly. It was something like that, though. I took a class about, like, so I studied a lot of classics. So like the history of ancient Greece and Rome and the written works especially of those places at that time. And I also took some history courses that were very focused on specific things, which I enjoyed a great deal. Like I took a course on the history of the scientific method that was all about like tracking the process over a couple of 100 years of scientific communities and establishing peer review and publication and all this stuff. And I also took one history course that was just like, we will be studying 1300 to 1800 and you will learn everything that was important. I think it was my least favorite course that I ever took. Like, there was no clear narrative to it, really. It was presented as like a course about European hegemony. So I guess the narrative was like Europe is being colonial or something, but we talked about the other countries in the world too. And then it was just like, oh my god. The final like had a question like if you were traveling from the East Coast to the West Coast of the US in the like late 1800s, describe what transit mechanisms you would use and draw your route on this map of the US. And I was like, what what part of this course that I signed up for requires me to know that or care about that in any way? I don't get it. I guess there are people who are fascinated in those elements of history, but it wasn't me. It just wasn't me. Should have just known everything about the 1300s to the 1800s. Yep, that would have helped me in the course. It's not like there's even that many. I mean, how many years are there between those two numbers? Like 200 or something? Six at most. I think that's less time than has passed since the start of 2020. Feels a bit like we have arrived in the boss fights and are now dying because our deck isn't actually that great. You think I might be a Taco Bell 7-later burrito? Do you think that about a lot of people or just about me? I know that the Roman Empire was founded over 70 years ago. Did you know that the Roman Empire was closer to us than the pyramids are to us? It's because we're in the US and Italy is closer than Egypt. It's like, the world is totally insane. The world is just totally insane. I will never cease being amazed. I should probably have played Talk to the Hand before the other attacks. Like, there have been a couple of questionable decisions in this fight so far. It should just result in me winning though, and then I have Pentagraph, so the damage I took doesn't really matter. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. South African viewers are amazed right now. Should be. I'm amazed, and I'm not even in South Africa, so if you were in South Africa. Okay. This turn seems bad, somehow. I don't know if it's maybe worth it to use a potion here. Like, the liquid memories for Wallop saves like 30 health, and I have enough money to buy a potion in Act 4, and 30 health is a lot of health. I'm just gonna do it. I want to visit South Africa. The thing that most interests me about South Africa, and this is, I don't think, the most interesting thing about South Africa, I'm just biased, is apparently Pahuta kawas grow very well, especially along the coast of South Africa. The Pahuta kawa is a tree that is native to New Zealand, and it is beautiful. And I would just love to visit and drive like along roads with Pahuta kawas growing on them. I'm very interested in cultures, foods, and music. Food and music. Those are sweet things. I don't blame you. Makes sense to me. I don't know if I'm like trying to vault here. We could go Sashwip Miracle Vault. But I made all of this block. And then my block would just go away. What if we did this instead? Save Vault for later. I don't really understand. So many people ask what happens if you play Volt on as the 12th card, and I don't really understand. Are you thinking that like Time Meter would take a turn? We haven't played either of them yet. But Volt makes you take an extra turn after this one, so I would Time Meter take a turn. Maybe people are thinking that end your turn from Volt and the end your turn from Time Meter would stack up, so you'd lose the extra turn. I've never actually really understood what people are asking when they ask what happens if you play Volt on 12. Like, you get an extra turn. Just because that's what it does, but I guess people are thinking that you skip your extra turn somehow, like the clock stops your extra turn from happening. The clock goes off when you play your 12th card, but you know, that ends your turn, but you take an extra turn. It's okay. I guess I can imagine how the cards could interact with that ability so that you lost a turn. I guess I get that. Akron thinks the 10 months. Skeleton King thinks the 9 months. Songbo Mushu to you both. Volt also ends your turn. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so when Time Meter ends your turn, it like doesn't matter because Volt already ended your turn. That's how that works. Time Meter would have to like end your like other turn, but Time Meter ends this turn. This has been my scintillating and intellectually brave review of the interaction between Volt and the Time Meter clock mechanic. I've been trying to get into Zoom seminars just because there are so many really interesting free Zoom seminars going around right now. There are so many people who like they're taking their like classes or community instruction or whatever online, and so you can like watch them interview someone, and it's really cool. And usually they would have interviewed that person, but it would have been like at a town hall or something, you know. You can just find all of these free lectures and whatever. So I've been trying to get into this stuff. Maybe this will change my approach to Slay the Spire content. Maybe it will be like there's a very like set formula, I feel like, for free Zoom seminars where like you introduce the people and then you like talk for an hour and then there's Q&A. Sounds like TED Talks. What lectures have I been watching? My friend Chris did a lecture about, well, he had a guest on who lectured about living the best life. How to define that, how to achieve it. And then I sat in for a lecture about anti-Semitism in the time of COVID-19, which was interesting for me. Something that I certainly feel like I don't know as much about as I'd like to. It's such a like complicated thing. And then I did like a free yoga class on Zoom, which was sweet. I'm actually like led by one of my viewers, sort of. It's weird, like she is a person who watches my content, especially on YouTube, but she is also like a human being who does a bunch of other things, so it's weird to just say it's one of my viewers. Hey, I do not need a name. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess anybody in chat who like did something, I could be like, yeah, one of my viewers did this thing, but I feel like you're also a little bit more than just one of my viewers. Yeah, cackle. I guess actually the anti-Semitism seminar was like one of the guests was somebody I know because he reached out to me and said that he enjoyed my Slay the Spire stuff too. So I have all of these like really interesting people coming to me being like, oh yeah, I'm an author, I'm working on my book, I'm a journalist, I'm writing about anti-Semitism, I'm a blah 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 blah. I'm a game designer, I'm making a game. I've been trying to avail myself of a few more of those opportunities recently. Just because so many people are taking their stuff online and I can just like jump on. Pretty cool. That doesn't sound so bad, Magic Avocado. GR 1985. Is there a seminar about Slay the Spire in the times of COVID-19? Probably mostly unaffected. Not affected in any particularly huge way, right? I think we take another scry here. You'll give that seminar as one of the game's most prolific players since quarantine started. That sounds awesome, brother Bluto. Let me know when it's live. We'll hop on in. Apotheosis is probably good in this one, yeah. What's the best potion here? Probably this one to block vulnerable. So this, and then we're choosing between basically Apotheosis and Vajra, because we can't get both. I think Apotheosis is pretty sweet. It's not actually that much. Maybe Vajra's better. Apotheosis, we have to draw it and play it. So it costs a card draw and energy, and it does give us more damage, I think, than Vajra does. Maybe just barely. But You do have to draw it, and it costs energy, which is a somewhat significant downside. Let's just buy Nirvana and this instead. And grab this one, get rid of, I don't know, one of you. Maybe you, since I have Pantograph. And grab you as well, now that I have a thing that blocks for me when I scry. Xernoff, how you doing? Anyone ever connects your Twitch account to your real life, you will nuke it within a heartbeat. It was interesting. I was doing an interview yesterday, and the interviewer was like bringing up my tweets, and I was like, oh yeah, people like read those, I guess. So I was reading through your public online presence that you personally have made available to people who want to find out what you think about things, and I noticed you said this, and I wondered if you wanted to elaborate on it, and I'm like, gosh, people like can read what I say when I get drunk and tweet? That's awkward. I'm exaggerating a bit, but yeah. I was wondering if I should make like a mini Jorbs account that I could just be a shit poster on Twitter on. It does make me feel better that you don't read my tweets, Carados, actually. My tweets definitely should not be consumed by like any person. Too dangerous and too brave. Could make Twitter just to follow mini Jorbs. Well, sounds like there's some energy behind this idea. Maybe that's exciting. Anyone else perplexed Twitter isn't dead yet? I think Twitter is a terrible, terrible thing, but I'm not surprised it's still alive. Twitter has this incredible thing they've done where people create content for them that they don't have to pay for. I feel like if you can engineer a way for people to create things for you that you can make money off, and you don't have to pay them, you're gonna do pretty well in the world today. Like, Twitter does that. There was another one that was like really good. Like, there are all sorts of examples which are pretty good, but oh, I was gonna say Magic the Gathering. I think one of the reasons that Magic the Gathering is such a successful card game is because they did the whole like Pro Tour lifestyle marketing strategy, and a whole generation of strategy gamers grew up wanting to be the person who got to travel to Hawaii for a Magic tournament. And a large part of that is like people who played Magic at a high level who then became like sort of early prototype influencers for the game, where they were showing off their decks on video broadcasts and becoming personalities related to what was going on. Which is like, I'm not even saying, I am in no way intending to say that this is like bad that this happened, for what it's worth. Just I've been noticing more and more as I look at the world that a lot of the times something is successful, it's like made successful by having people do something for it that they wanted to do anyway. If that makes sense. Like, people want to write really terrible tweets and have thousands of people read them, So so they'll just do that for free, you know? And then all of a sudden Twitter has a business model. Stuff like that. Oh, nice. Wasn't sure what I was going to do if Meditate went to 0 there, but if Volt goes to 0, we have a pretty easy turn to play. There's a very interesting book called Machine Platform Crowd I would probably be interested in. Yeah, I think in general I'm always very interested in anything that makes a compelling case, like a compelling attempt to explain why things happen the way they do, even if it's wrong. Like sometimes it's just fun to read a hypothesis or whatever. Even if I think it's wrong, it's like still just fun to see how somebody's thinking about it. I'm generally always interested in anything. I think I wish that was the case, but I think it's probably not true. Heart's in trouble here. Got it on the ropes. There's a tantrum there, so maybe grab Vigilance Wallop so that we can go Tantrum, Wallop, Vigilance this turn. Don't really need the Volt at the moment. The book is about how AI has facilitated platform companies to exist by basically exploiting the free labor of people interested in building communities, while companies profit from those activities. Basically, exploiting the free labor of people interested in building communities. Yeah, that sort of makes sense. Like you have this new internet thing, and so people want to hang out on it and do things on it, and then the company that works out what people will want to do and creates the infrastructure for them to do that is gonna profit. Makes sense. At a very basic level, that seems reasonable. Should be paid to browse the internet. Like, I mean, no, but maybe. If we live in a society where we agree that an important part of life is to browse the internet, like, it's sort of weird that everybody like does that for free. I don't know. Like, if you live in a little like isolated thing with 100 people who do stuff, and one of the things that the people do a lot is like they jump online to find funny memes and shit, and it's sort of weird to think that like the person who gets online to find the funny memes for everyone isn't worth like giving food at night or making sure they have a house to live in or something. Like, if that's something that we do a bunch, I don't know. I bet the people who make the best memes make $0 for doing it, which seems wrong, but also right, but also wrong. Not sure where this leaves me exactly, but yeah. You support funding the meme economy. Someone's gotta do it, damn it. This is why memes should be cryptocurrency. That'll save us. I believe it's currently raining so hard outside that... Oh yeah, it is pissing down out there. I'm gonna open my window. I love rain sounds. Holy moly. The mic outside. You can probably hear it a little bit when I talk.